It was exhilarating to stumble upon that cabin. A golden opportunity or a terrifying mistake. My heart raced with the thought. I pushed the creaky door open, and the musty smell hit me like a cold slap. Ghosts of the past swirled around, whispering secrets. There it was, in the corner, a dusty tape recorder. Intrigued, I pressed play. The voices spilled out, raw and haunting. My pulse quickened. They spoke of betrayal, and suddenly my mother's name echoed through the air. The past came crashing down. An unsolved crime, one that had gripped our town years ago, tied my mother to it like a chain. Shock coursed through me. The walls felt like they were closing in. Goosebumps prickled my skin. Who else knew? The air thickened with secrecy. I turned to leave, but that eerie sensation of being watched crept over me. Something unnameable lurked in the shadows of this cabin. My breath quickened, panic slicing through the excitement. What if this truth shattered my whole world? I could feel eyes on me, desperate to keep the truth buried. I stumbled back. The words on that tape swirling in my mind. History was reaching out, dragging me in. My heart raced louder. This was only the beginning, and with every revelation, I felt an unrelenting dread. I stepped closer to the door, but something shifted behind me. My mouth went dry, and then, silence. It was deafening. Before you go on, let me tell you something. A lot of people have been saying that YouTube, out of nowhere, unsubscribes them from the channel. Take a quick look to make sure the red button is on. That way you won't miss any of the videos still to come. And while you're at it, hit the like button because it really helps me keep bringing you stories like this. Oh, and tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'd love to know. The silence throbbed behind me. I turned slowly, heart pounding in my chest, and found a figure emerging from the shadows. My breath hitched. It wasn't just any figure. It was my mother. But she looked different. Hollow. Her eyes pierced through me, loaded with secrets I wasn't meant to know. "Why are you here?" I blurted out, voice trembling. Panic rose like bile in my throat. She stepped closer, the floor creaking under her weight. The tape recorder crackled, then went quiet, leaving only us. "You shouldn't have come," she whispered. "Not now, not ever." I was frozen. Betrayal sliced through me like ice. Everything I believed was unraveling. My mother, a ghost of innocence, the whispers now taking form. I felt the walls closing in. My chest tightened. "What are you hiding?" I could barely whisper. Her gaze dropped, shame flooding her face. "I did what I had to," she murmured. But what did that mean? A knot twisted in my stomach. Anger surged. "You lied. You let me think you were innocent." Her silence screamed louder than her words. Before I could respond, a sharp sound in the corner caught my attention. I turned, and with it came a chill that sent a shiver down my spine. "No," I breathed out, as the reality sank in. I stumbled back, dizzy. Had she known all along? I felt nauseous. The truth loomed like a shadow, heavy and suffocating. If she'd kept this from me, what else was buried? "Mom," I choked, her face twisted in pain. "I did it to protect you." Protect me from what? But she only shook her head, despair etched across her features. My heart raced in a chaotic rhythm, confusion mixing with a creeping dread. There were no answers, only thick silence. The shadows deepened as the tape fell silent. In that moment, the truth felt like a knife at my throat. I wanted to scream, but all that escaped was quiet anguish. And then, the door slammed shut. My heart dropped as the door slammed shut. echoing in the chilling silence. I staggered, gasping for air, my mind a whirlwind. "Mom," I whispered, a plea, but she just stood there, a specter of my past. Then it happened. Her lips trembled. "I'm not your mother," she said, each word slicing through me like glass. My blood ran cold. "What do you mean?" My voice was barely a whisper. Panic seized me. Confusion swirled. She took a shaky breath. "They took her. I'm someone else." My stomach churned. Someone else? What does that mean? My pulse thundered in my ears. What if everything you knew was a lie? Those words hung heavy. Every breath felt like lead. My eyes widened. "You're not real?" Panic clawed at my throat. The cabin twisted around me. The walls pulsed, shadows mocking my collapsing reality. "This is wrong." "You're lying." I reached for her, only to feel an icy void where intimacy should have been. "Trust me, you don't want to know." A chill shot down my spine. "What else have you hidden?" She stepped back, body trembling, eyes pleading. "There are things buried deeper than you know." Suddenly, I heard whispers, familiar voices closing in, tightening like a noose. My heart raced. They echoed memories I thought were mine. "How can I trust you?" My throat tightened as I felt the weight of the truth pressing down, suffocating. And then, silence returned, heavy and accusing. I was alone, in a world on the brink of collapse. What lay behind those shadows? What secrets would unravel me? A tremor coursed through me. I needed to escape. But how do you run from the truth? The silence was suffocating. My heart raced, each beat echoing in my skull. "What do you mean?" I demanded, desperation creeping into my voice. Her gaze flickered, darting away. "I was part of something terrible," she whispered. "Your mother never died. She gave me her memories, her life." Panic twisted in my gut. The weight of her words crashed down, a tidal wave of confusion. "Why?" I croaked. "Why would she do that?" "Because she was afraid of them. Of the truth." Fear flooded my veins. My world flipped. I was staring at a stranger who wore my mother's face. "What truth?" Her eyes darkened. "There's a reason I'm here. The cabin. It's a trap. They're coming for you." Terror gripped me. I stumbled back, shaking. "Who? Why?" "Stop asking. Just listen." Her voice trembled. "You can't trust the tape. It twists everything." I felt the walls closing in. The shadows morphed, whispering secrets I couldn't comprehend. My throat tightened. I can't do this," I gasped. And then a loud crash shattered the silence outside. My heart leapt. "They're here," she hissed, eyes wide with panic. The door rattled violently. Desperation ignited within me. What do I do? Run. I turned. Numbness spread through my body. I took a step towards the door, then halted, the approaching footsteps echoing in the recesses of my mind. What lay behind the truth? I couldn't breathe. What do you mean? Someone else? My stomach twisted like a vice. She hesitated, fear dancing in her eyes. I was part of a cover-up. Your mother, she wanted me to be you, to live your life. A cold sweat broke out across my skin. I staggered back. What? Why? Because, her voice trembled, you were supposed to be safe. They wouldn't find you, not if they thought you were me. My head spun. Who's coming for me? The door shook again, louder, more violent. I pressed a hand to my mouth to stifle the surge of nausea. "No, please, no. Run!" she screamed, but her face turned to stone. "There's no escape." My blood ran cold. I felt the weight of her words suffocation me. "What do you mean?" Suddenly, the whispers roared around me. A new voice joined in, dark and familiar, echoing my name. "You've always known." I collapsed against the wall, vision blurring. Every childhood memory, every laugh, every tear unraveled. What did I know? "Trust me, every truth is a lie," she whispered, her eyes filled with tears. "And now they're coming for you." The room trembled. I felt the air grow thick, heavy with dread. But I needed answers. "Please," I begged, "who are they?" The door burst open. I screamed as darkness flooded the room, engulfing everything. And then, silence. The darkness loomed, swallowing me whole. I gasped, hands trembling, my heartbeat roaring in my ears. Panic surged. "What do you mean?" She stepped closer, desperation painted across her face. "The truth is worse than you think. They're not just after you. They want your mother's legacy." My mind spun. What legacy? Her voice dropped, thick with dread. "Everything you are, it's all a part of her plan. You were never meant to find out. If you let them in, they will take everything." Fury welled up inside me, choking my breath. This is insane. But the piercing look in her eyes turned my anger to ice. "You're their greatest threat." My stomach turned. "I am?" Suddenly, a chilling realization crashed over me. "You don't want to escape. You want to keep me here." Tears streamed down her cheeks. "No, no, I'm trying to save you." The cabin rattled. Cold air stung my skin. Shadows whispered, clawing at the frayed edges of my reality. "Get away from me," I shouted, backing up until I hit the wall. Then the whispers grew louder, familiar voices, my friends, my past, every moment flashing like a frenzied slideshow. "You never really knew them, did you?" "No," I cried, hands clutching my hair. "This can't be true." But as her gaze fell, I felt the ground shift beneath me, the walls twisting, warping. The truth spun like a cyclone inside my mind. Suddenly, I wasn't just afraid. I felt betrayed. "What is real?" I whispered, the tremor echoing in the silence. But all I got was unanswered darkness, suffocating, heavy. My heart raced. How could I trust anyone when everyone was a stranger? Then came the final push, a voice cold and clear in the air. "Is it time to awaken?" The void around me pulsed. My skin prickled. "What?" A chilling laugh echoed. It wasn't hers. In that moment, I felt the fragile threads of my life snap. The truth was here, surrounding me, thick, ripe, ready to burst open. Chaos reigned as I stood on the precipice of everything I'd ever known. Would I dare leap into it, or would I succumb to the silence? I was on the edge of comprehension and chaos. The air crackled, heavy and suffocating. "What truth?" I whispered, pushing back against the spiraling fear. But before she could answer, a voice echoed from beyond the door, familiar yet menacing. "Darcy." I felt a cold wave wash over me. "No, it can't be." "Listen to me," she cried, desperation clawing at her throat. "He's back. Your father. He never died." Heart racing, body trembling, I staggered. "That's not possible." Years of mourning shattered in an instant. "Your mother thought she could protect you." Her voice fractured. "But he's coming for you. He wants what she hid." A chill crawled down my spine. What did she hide? The walls closed in as she stepped closer. You're part of something larger than you realize. Panic surged. What else have you lied about? Everything. She screamed. The cabin, the truth, it's all intertwined. But before I could respond, the door slammed open. Footsteps. Cold, heavy, familiar. I turned and screamed. Dad? I was frozen, unable to comprehend what I was seeing. Dad? My voice cracked. He stepped into the light, and my world shattered. Darcy, he said, voice low, but the warmth was gone. I fought against nausea. This wasn't the man I remembered. You died, I gasped, heart racing. The memories flooded back. Grief, loss. Mom said she had to protect you, he interrupted, eyes piercing. From me. A chill shot through me. From you? Why? I'm not who you think I am. The air thickened. What? No. He took a step forward, desperation in his eyes. Your mother was lying, Darcy. I'm here to save you, but I can't if you don't trust me. How could I trust him? Every instinct screamed to run. I staggered back, breath quickening. You're dangerous. You lied to me. Listen, his voice thundered, shaking me. You're the key to everything. They want you. My heart pounded. Who? Who wants me? But that weight, that silence, swallowed my voice. The walls closed in, shadows whispering, suffocating. A familiar tone slipped through, haunting. You need to remember. Suddenly, everything crashed down. My childhood, my mother's fears, it was all a facade. What did she hide? More than you know. His words hung in the air, heavy with dread. I felt sick, blood rushing in my ears. You need to go, I yelled, panic surging. The door rattled again, cold footsteps closing in. I had to escape, but the truth loomed. Would knowing truly be worse than the silence? Darkness enveloped me, and then the world began to shift. I felt my heart plummet as his words sank in. You're lying. But the tremor in my voice betrayed me. A chill ran through my veins, icy fingers clutching at my throat. My body wanted to recoil, to escape, but I was frozen in place. Darcy, he pleaded, voice cracking. Your mother, she isn't just hiding from them. She's hiding from you. His words hit like a punch. What did you do? I gasped, the air thickening around me. Listen to me, he urged, desperation etched in his features. You were never just a daughter to her. You're a weapon, a tool in a war you can't comprehend. Nausea twisted in my stomach. A weapon? I choked out the words, disbelief flooding me. How? Your abilities, they're more dangerous than you know. They want to harness you. Anger flared inside me, hot and fierce. Betrayal clawed at my mind. You're not my father. You're a monster. His expression hardened. You need to see the truth, Darcy. You're part of something ancient, something that can't be changed. But before I could process it, the darkness surged forward, enveloping me. Shadows whispered secrets I didn't want to know. And then I felt it, a sharp, visceral pain in my chest. Run, he urged. But I stood, shaking and gasping for breath. What's happening? The truth spiraled around us, constricting, and just like that, the silence grew deafening. I stood there, my world shattering yet again. You're not my father, I managed to whisper, the words hanging heavy with betrayal. You lied. But as the shadows closed in, cold dread pulled me under. Darcy, he said, anguish in his eyes. You must choose. Embrace the truth, or it will consume you. The cabin trembled, a chaotic whirlwind of sound and darkness. I took a breath, steeling myself. I choose the truth. Before the shadows swallowed us whole, I felt a surge of power ignite within. The darkness receded, revealing a path. I turned and ran into the light, leaving behind the echoes of deception. Outside, I gasped in fresh air, a sigh of freedom. Finally, I was free. Free to find my own truth. But my heart ached for my mother, my past, for all that I had lost. This was my beginning. Sek, this is it. You need to subscribe now, or you'll miss the next story, packed with twists you won't believe. Hit that like button, because your support means everything. Don't wait any longer to share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think will happen next? Share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this conclusion. If you liked my story, keep going and watch the next one that's appearing now. I think it will move you too.